What's up, y'all? You already know who it is, your boy JP. Today we have something really special, a product review from a company called IWISS. And today they sent me something that I've actually desperately need. It's going to be a heavy gauge wire crimper, and it also has a wire stripper in here. Now, being in the automotive industry, we crimp wires every single day, especially when you're installing amplifiers. So let's go ahead and jump into what's all inside this case. Nice, light, hard shell. Looks like it's going to be very durable, so if I drop it's going to protect whatever tool I have inside. Nice for if you're doing any type of mobile or field work. Next, it has indented plots for all the equipment that's supposed to go in here. This is going to be the actual heavy gauge crimper. Now the cutter is going to be at the top, then it actually has interchangeable dies in the middle. There's 6, 4, 2, and 1, 8, 1/0 and 2/0. Lastly, 3/0 and 4/0 wire. And not only do you get a nice hexagon crimp, but if you look on the inside, we have some indented labeling. So every time you crimp down on your battery lug terminal, it's going to have an indented marking letting you know which die you just got done using. So I think that's a pretty nice touch. This piece right here is screwed into the case, and you can house anything in here. I can put my interchangeable dies. I want to put some 0 gauge lugs or some. And last but not least, we have a nice iCrimp wire stripper right here. This thing is so sharp. This thing is lightweight, compact, and extremely simple to use. This thing right here is for stripping back insulation on wire. So what you want to do is you want to stick the wire in this little loop, give it a small little piece of pressure right there, and then we want to pull it. And as we're pulling, we are stripping it back. 100% OFC silver tan copper wire from T-Spec, and when we go recycle this, we ain't got to worry about spending 1,000 hours trying to strip back all the spare wire that you got at the shop. So these next 3 loops that you see right here are for stripping back the insulation on the wire when you want to use it for your battery lug or inserting inside an amplifier terminal. I'll probably say 16 to 12 gauge is going to be best for that first one. I would use the 10 to 4 gauge for the middle one, and then your 0.0 gauge and bigger would be for that last loop. We have a 4 gauge wire right here. Now, at first, I was using a whole lot of pressure and I was ended up cutting a whole lot of wire. I literally just have it on 1 rotation. Take it off, and you can pull the wire just like that. I literally have 2. I cut 2. This is like the kicker 4 gauge that you get inside the kit. We're just going to put it in the middle. 1 rotation. That wire's stuck on there. Perfect. This is going to be some T-Spec 0 gauge. Some old school Rockford Fosgate 0 gauge. I've had this stuff for a long time. Got a couple wires right there. This is going to be some of my favorite Tesla Audio Hyper Twist wire, 0 gauge. Got a couple right here. Like I said, depends on how much pressure you put on it, but this thing is extremely sharp. And here we have some Colossal Flex. This is from New Concepts. Their 0 gauge wire, 5,145 strands. I might use too much pressure on that one, but y'all get the gist of it. So I know everybody has their favorite pair of wire strippers, but if you don't have enough space inside your tool bag, this one comes inside the kit already snug, so you have everything when it comes to stripping wires and crimping wires in one case. Hey brother, can you do a video on how to crimp lugs without the wire coming out the lug before compressing the crimper? Yeah, I'll show you how to dress it up too. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some 4 gauge. Next, what I usually do is I like to measure. I take the lug just like this, and you know that the wire is only going to come to probably about that point. So I want to take my wire, come up here, do a measure, and then I want to strip the wire right where my thumb is at. Perfect. Next, I want to take the wire, push it inside. That's pretty dang close right there. I like to hold my lug, put it on the inside, and then right where I want to crimp it, I want to put a little bit of pressure on the crimpers already. And then I want to be pushing the wire inside that lug to make sure that it doesn't come out. As I'm doing that, giving myself a nice crimp with the number 4 right there on the front. And it's solid too. To show y'all how strong this crimp is, pull on the wire, pull it down.
I was literally hanging.
Okay. The only thing he was able to do was pull some of the insulation down off of my joint, but I'm not worried about that because, like I said, we're going to clean it up. But that is a solid crimp. Now let's get it clean. Most of the stuff inside your engine bay is split loom, and split loom's okay, but I like using Tech Flex. And I'll kind of measure it up like this, and then I will go a little bit further past depending on the size that you have. If you have like a 4-gauge wire, you can pretty much be right exact. If you have a 0-gauge wire or bigger, as we do like this, it's going to stretch over that 0-gauge wire. Slide that over like that. Just like I said, go a little bit over just to be on the safe side because it has a stretch over the wire. Now, some people would just put heat shrink right over this, but once you shrink it down, you will see all these little frayed out edges on there. So what I like to do is I take a little bit of this Super 33 electrical tape, just put one thin layer across those little edges like that. So it looks like this. Then we can slide our heat shrink over the top of it. Make sure your logo is on the front, because that's the part that's going to be shown, and then we want to heat it up. And now we have a perfectly good wire. You can use this for a big 3 upgrade, whatever, battery terminal. Maybe this is going to an SMD fuse block or something like that, but it just looks that much more better, professional. Like, that's what's up. Now let's do it with some 0-gauge. For the crimp to 0-gauge, you want to come on the back, slide those little things, that, and take out. Slide that back, slide that back. Remember, 0-gauge, do a small little measure, finger right here. Just like that. Again, we want to put some pressure on the lug, and so now I have that pressure on the lug. I'm pushing my wire inside for the crimp. Put a ferrule on the other side. Maybe this one's going into an amplifier and you're about to ground it out straight to the metal. Remember, we're going to go past it just a little bit because this 0-gauge is definitely going to stretch that out. Same thing for the ferrule. Then we apply the heat shrink. And now that one's ready to be grounded and going to the ground on the amplifier. So I hope you guys found some type of value in the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, follow, all that good stuff. Till next time, this your boy JP signing out, telling y'all keep going, keep growing, and have a blessed day.